Oh, hey guys. Uh, Due to some small difficulties in this here video, I was not able to keep the sound. How do I put it? I couldn't keep the sound completely alone or separate because just like in some of the other videos I did, there was talking. But in this case, I had family over. I also was in a party, and that really didn't help with what I plan to do. So I'm just doing a little bit of commentary. This is the last video of the beta of me doing Nergigante just because I felt like uploading it. Only problem with this entire little part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 series of mine, I had at least 4 more extra videos, and I just thought, you know what? No one needs to see all these attempts. People like success, not attempts and failure. Though we've all been there. It's the beta. A lot of veterans came back, and some of us did great. Some of us didn't do great, considering the Nergigante was like a new introduction to the Elder Dragons, which a lot of us wasn't prepared for. I know I wasn't prepared for. Uh, this spiky horn bastard. Uh, he was definitely a problem, considering I love the insect glaive and the longsword. Those are my current bread and butters in Monster Hunter currently. But it's pretty sad. I couldn't finish it alone. So I did have help, which is why you see me in parties in the previous videos, and me making a lot of bad mistakes. So in this clip here, I managed to defeat the Nergigante with some people. It was very exciting. I'm not gonna lie, I did jump up, and I got excited, kind of like you've been going at something for a little bit too long. And this was one of those things, when you fail and fail and fail, and then you finally win. Yeah, it was one of those things. So I was real happy. I went at this with the charge blade. Of course, I'm really noobish with this weapon. Like, I just saw it. I never trained with it. I kind of went in, didn't know anything about it. As far as I knew how to charge the shield. I know how to charge the sword. And the discharge thing, I also didn't know. I just spam circle in axe mode once I had files. And I was happy. Oddly enough, I succeeded with this weapon that I don't know how to play with. But one thing I did deduce from my fight with the Nergigante is the charge blade is ridiculously strong. I'm not gonna lie. Currently, in Monster Hunter, I've been dabbling with it. It's amazing. It's strong. I've seen some people do some guides on it. I can see that it's better suited for solo play versus with a group, because I'm not gonna lie, being stopped in the middle of an attack by somebody else when you're starting to get your groove on a Kushaladora or a Teostra, kind of sucks. So, though I agree the weapon is beautiful and it's powerful, it's probably not the best to use in a group. And I know people will probably argue against that, saying, hey, it's great going against, stuff, because, hey, I love the charge blade, it's strong as hell, I don't care if I'm at a party and stuff, and it's just like. But I digress. This is what I needed to beat the Nergigante, and so it worked. Uh, a lot of the stuff in this clips you can see I screwed up big time, but not big time like the other clips that I have. Like, for the most part, the sword and shield form was simple. A little bit of moves were a little bit wonky for me. I didn't know how to reposition myself with circle after an attack, because the whole sliding thing. I didn't know that you still face the direction that you were facing, instead of being able to curve and do some weird little hook shot thing and face your opponent after doing the slide. I was thinking wanted in my mind, curve the bullet. I'm thinking if I slide, I can curve around, still face the monster, and everything will be fine. I was wrong, and again, it was a huge learning curve for me in the beta because I didn't know how to play with the charge blade. Now I do, and I'm much better at it. I'm not sure if I'll put any videos up because I'm still pretty. I consider myself noobish with it. I know the mechanics, the guard points, and the amp discharge, all that stuff is great. Boy, here I go again, digressing. Uh, I was in a party talking. I had family over. I was talking. I had a good time. I attempted the thing like 5 times that night when I was doing this, because I think it was the last night. And yeah, it was just a lot going on. So, the Nergigante is quite the beast of a monster among the elder dragons, because apparently it eats other elder dragons or something. I think so. Yo, but my here's my little opinion on the Nergigante is it doesn't give you that elder dragon vibe. And I know that's weird to say, considering coming from old Monster Hunter games like Monster Hunter Freedom 2 or Monster Hunter Freedom Unite and Monster Hunter Tri, if you've ever played one of those and you consider yourself a veteran, is all elder dragons have an aura about them, or at least they would, that would make them a huge threat from the get-go. The Kushaladora has the wind, Teostra, Lunistra have the flame aura. Back then the Chameleos was invisible, and that was, that was a pain in itself. And the thing a lot of people remembered or, know you had to deal with to really make your fights easier, per se, either stun them in some form or manner, mostly with a flashbang back then, until you could break the horns. And once you break the horn of the Elder Dragon is when, things will get easier, because the Kushaladora, the wind is bye-bye. Teostra, Lunistra, no more flame aura. Chameleos, he's no longer invisible, and, so on and so on. With the Nergigante, it just felt weird, because you can tell in the middle of your fight, like the spikes, it's like, oh, okay, they got spikes. It's, the area of effect attacks can still hurt me if I'm too close. Need to be careful. And it's only when it gets black is when you know, hey, oh crap, this is getting bad, I can't attack it. Or he's gonna roar and he's gonna do the whole death dive bomb kamikaze attack that we all don't like so much, because it's a deal breaker for a lot of us. So I like the addition to it being in Monster Hunter. My only little problem, I'd have to say, is the fact that it doesn't really feel like a dragon. Translucent means you can sort of like another thing I'm not really trying to stereotype dragons, because we all know our own little this, little that about dragons, and it doesn't even have to refer to like Monster Hunter, like talking about, but there's always some form of a breath attack when it comes to elder dragons. And I mean the dragons of elder dragons. I don't mean anything like the Kirin or the Lung Xiaolong. I'm not sure if I even said that right, but you know what I mean if you've played older Monster Hunters and faced those giant monsters that you have to really take your time with, and there's like forts for it. But yeah, he's not generic, which is pretty cool, which made the fight hella tough, because there was nothing about Nergigante that screamed Elder Dragon to me, which made the fight a little bit weird, because I'm like, all right, what do I have to look out for? What am I looking out for instead of your normal attacks? I know you have this kamikaze death bomb, you have your spikes on your body that when you do a certain attack, if we get too close, we get hurt. And that's like, what does that remind me of? There's a couple of other monsters that would do something like the Keizu from Monster Hunter 2, the blind wyvern that was like rubbery or something. Yeah, that one, do the whole body electric shock thing. Kind of reminds me of that a bit in the way that it attacks. So, it's, in my opinion, it's not bad, because clearly it wiped the floor with me about 5, 6, 7 times in the beta, and a couple of times in the official release of the game. So I can't really talk on and say, oh, you're not Elder Dragon worthy. But this hunt was it was something. I learned, as you can see in the fight, if you're paying attention to the fight, that is, that I was slowly learning my way a little bit. I'm not like super advanced. Let's say I'm like novice at best in the middle of this fight, and I'm on my way getting there like talk about. As you can see, I'm getting the hang of the axe mode a little bit with the files. Um, there's a little bit of grandpa, old man voice stuff going on there, cause you know, if you ever played Mario Bros or something that's like a platformer and you're about to die or some junk and you're like, oh no, you know, like the strain in your voice. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Cause the Nergigante is a big bully, man. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I've fought plenty of mean monsters throughout my time ever playing Monster Hunter. I think we all can agree on plenty of monsters that just gave us a hard time. There's the Diablos, there's the Deviljho, there's what else? There's oh, don't get started on the G rank monsters or just the brute wyverns period that always charge you and just don't give you any type of breaks. Like they're just mean, and that's kind of like where I see Nergigante. He's like an elder dragon, but the brute of elder dragons, if that makes sense. He's like, I don't need breath attacks. I don't need no fancy aura. I'm gonna just beat you up and make you feel bad. And when you think you're safe, you're not safe, kind of thing. Which made me feel a little bit pressured. I'm like, I'm the new kid on the block, or not a new kid, but you know, I'm coming back. Like, you know, you've been out of school for a minute and you come back and it's just like, hey guys, I'm back. Oh, what's this? A new Elder Dragon? Let's see what he's about. And he's like, I don't care that you fought other Elder Dragons. I don't care if you got experience. Guess what? I'm new. You don't know me, son. You don't know me. So that's just my whole, and you know, take on Nergigante. Great monster. In the official release, there's a lot of uses for his material. And I don't have the armor. I can make the armor. I'm not sure how I feel about the armor. I understand people have mixed armor pieces for specific playstyles, and he's strong, so that's always great. Not gonna knock him. Just I will say he's intimidating, even as a veteran player just coming back. He gave me a hell of a hard time, and I did much better with the charge blade than I thought I would, considering I know how to play the insect glaive. I know how to play the long sword. I wasn't comfortable with using anything else. I'm like, this is the Elder Dragon. I don't even want to play around. But I'm playing around here. I actually YOLO'd this thing. And I know a lot of people are like, really? You went against an Elder Dragon and you was just messing around. You was gonna try and win, but you won't being serious. I technically was playing around because it was a new weapon and I wanted to try it out, but I was serious at the same time. Because as you can see, I'm not making stupid mistakes and I'm not getting my butt whooped in this one. So yeah, I mean, we can do it. I can imagine it's gonna be like that for. I'm not sure if Monster Hunter World will add new monsters later on. I heard that they might, but who knows? I know they got the old Elder Dragons. I fought a couple of those. Kush out the door. It's like kind of a good reunion. Good reunion finding the other Elder Dragons in Monster Hunter World. It's a little underwhelming seeing as we only got like 2 returning, but for the most part, it's still all good, you know. And that's just like my whole intake. I said intake. That's wrong. My whole take on the Nergigante and my experience fighting him here and constantly getting destroyed, or rather, not finishing him off within 15 minutes with a squad throughout the beta. Though I will say, in the official release, I can handle him so much better, which I am proud of. So you can watch this. The end of the clip is coming up, and I'm glad you guys took a watch. If you did, let me know if you enjoyed it. Leave a like, and I'll be back to you guys and with you guys and gals with new content. So thank you for watching. I'm saving that.